I'm gonna get some shit for that.
Jimmy's coming.
Alright, everybody. Mountain deer. Day 10. Yesterday we didn't amount to much, and the day before that we didn't amount to much either, but yesterday we didn't amount to anything. Rodney's got the classic. I've got newfangled technology. This firearm has been proven out to 1,000 yards very accurately, so.
He just lacks the ability to kill him there.
You can hit them at 1,000 yards, but they'll just like scratch the itch and move on. It's nice out, it's crispy, it's cold. I've got the puff with me. Everybody looks a little shorter from this angle. Yeah, them are nice beagles, Dad. Okay, we're going hunting. James, good luck.
Good luck.
Mountain deer.
Where you going?
We're out.
Straight in? I'm going that way.
You going that way? Okay, good luck.
Taylor and I are pulling up this mountain. Hasn't been cut in a long time. Like, these stumps are old. It was like cable skidder kind of stuff. So there's a lot of decent trees. There's no oak in here, but we've been headed uphill. It's just giant hardwoods. There's hardly much sign. And we're hoping to get up farther uphill. And we're also going by the island effect, wherever there's spruce trees, hemlock trees, and pine tree islands in the hardwoods as we climb, or rocks, we head for those. Because those islands are oftentimes have something around them. Versus just a giant hillside of hardwoods. This is slope all the way. So we're just working our way uphill. We've never been here before, and we want to see what it looks like higher up and see how much overall sign there is for tracks and you name it.
There's a pretty good size cliff coming up, and at the base of that cliff the ground should level out a little bit, and there should be a spot across the bottom where the game is using to go around the cliff. So there should be we should be able to find some buck sign up ahead, because that cliff is also green too, so that's what we want. We shall see. At least that's what we're going with. Keep it posted. There's a buck up here. I'm on him, stop moving. Oh yeah, it's got a rack. Is it a good one? I don't know. It's got a rack. You definitely see one. Me too. Oh, I got him now, I think. Oh, it's a beautiful rack. Shoot that thing. If you can shoot him, shoot him. Oh, it's a beautiful rack. Can you shoot him? Okay. Alright. I'm on him. Oh, he's moving uphill. It's a beautiful rack. That's a beautiful deer. That's a beautiful deer. I
saw him, and I could have shot him. Hey, we said we wanted to get a shot. Why? Your lens is coming. We wanted a buck on film. I wanted a buck was a beaut. I know he was. He was a nice one.
I'm gonna get some shit for that. I had it. Oh, Jimmy's gonna freak.
Jimmy's gonna be. When he was just standing out in the open, I had from his neck backwards, and his head was behind the tree, and I see the bone. And then he turns his head. He looked like a 7 or an 8 pointer. Nice rack. About as wide as his ears. It's nice. It's a nice one. That was a nice one. Nice buck. It's barely the second week. We haven't even had snow yet.
I can't believe I just passed that up.
We just got a nice buck on film. And he was coming right in. And we could have got, yeah, he crowded right into the call. Yep. And the stop go. He's not a super giant though. Like that was a nice buck, but he's not like.
That's as big as Ryan's.
It's a nice buck, but I didn't want him.
It's as big as Ryan's.
I didn't want that one. It's too small.
That thing needed a bullet.
No, he's too small.
Nice. Let's see what else we find today.
I can't believe you didn't shoot that thing.
Why not?
I can't believe you didn't
What
shoot
do I don't know. I just didn't want it.
that thing. Should have had a bullet.
I just didn't want to. There will be others. It's okay. I want to track one. Can't believe I just passed that up. I've never passed on a buck like that. I'd have flattened him any other day. Nice. We got a buck today. My arm's tired. I'm gonna put the camera down. And I'm gonna watch this footage. See you in a bit.
Today's probably about 30-ish degrees. Pretty chilly. Really sunny, crunchy morning. And really tough because the sunshine and the quiet was really tough today. And we're in a new area, never been here before. Walked up the mountain. It's a giant hardwood slope that goes down with a green kind of rocky top. In the middle, there was hardly any sign of deer tracks or anything. No, well, we haven't saw very little buck sign. And when we were coming up the mountain this morning, we mentioned that like there'd probably be something at the bottom of the greenery or the rocks when we get up there. Well, sure enough, there was a few tracks, a few old skid trail elevator kind of things, cable skidder type trails that were a long time ago. There's a few big buck tracks or a few buck tracks going through the leaves in places, you know, and I'm say buck track, but like a few great big tracks that were going through the leaves. So we said, okay, there must be something around. So we started up this skid trail, and as we're walking, Taylor and I are going together. We're making a lot of noise. So we go 4, 5, 6 steps, stop, wait, grunt, move up 4, 5, 6 steps, stop, wait, grunt, and then stand there for a long time, like 5, 6 minutes. And when nothing moves and everything's good, then take off and go 7,500 yards. Just walking kind of steady. And then when you get the end of it, come to a stop, call a little bit more, and just listen for another good long period of time. We make these long pulls of walking and then stop and call. And then a good long pull of walking and stop and call. Now, the reason we were doing that is that you can see up above up here. See this big green ledgy kind of green rock, right? And if a buck was going to lay down, he'd probably lay down or be along this like side hill. So with it being the calling being so good and it's still pre-rut, this is a great time to like call. And when we said rattling would work really good, grunting would work really good, tipper can will work great, any of that stuff. And we started seeing a little bit of sign on the skid trails along the bottom of that. So like we just worked along, called, and then stopped for a real long time, like we were gone. And if a buck was laying up there and he heard all this crawl, call, and then it goes silent, he'll be like, I might be missing out on that. I gotta go see. So this buck comes sneaking right down to us, and as we're standing there and we're just listening, Taylor looks over and says, "Oh, here comes a deer right here." And it comes down, and of course you guys get to watch that. Then the other thing to do, like that you could do, is the same thing. Work along the bottom where you could call. Deer feel a little safer coming down the hill towards you, or being on the same level as you and coming at you a little bit, or letting you come to them. I think same level, it's more likely you, especially if you sound like you're getting closer, they'll just wait for you to get closer to them. So they'll stay put. And as you move, when you first start moving and when you first stop, that's when you're going to be ready to see something. And if they're going to react to you, they'll jump and take off. This buck made a little bit of noise and broke a stick and made a crunch, 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 and then stopped. And we like, oh, there's something there. Like he let us know he was there. We had called a couple more times while he was there after waiting a few minutes, and he moved some and did a lot of tail flicking and like gave away that I'm over here. Now he wasn't a real dominant buck, so like when I snort wheezed at him, he didn't like that too much. He was like, ooh, I don't know. And then he just kind of moved off a little bit. And then as he moved off, he just started blowing and blowing and blowing. He's kind of letting us know that I'm here. I don't really want to fight, but like I'm around, right, kind of thing. And then of course Taylor let him go. So as we finish the ridge and we work our way down it for the rest of the evening now, we're going to take our and give a buck that's up there time enough to hear us and hopefully come down. So we'll pull ahead 200-300 yards. We'll go down a couple 300 yards and we'll do some calling and wait a while. And if nothing happens, pull ahead. Now you have to have an audience. It's one of the things about calling is you need an audience. So as you go down through, you have to have something hear you, and you have to give it time enough to maybe come. If we came onto a real good buck, odds are good he'd come right down the bank and come and straighten us out, which is what we're hoping for. Or at least let us know he's up there, and now we'll stay put for as long as it takes. And hopefully he'll make a move. And if he thinks we're gone, because we came and we stopped and we went some more and we stopped, and then we just shut up for a long period of time, say we sat there an hour, he might have a meltdown and say, oh, I got to go see who that was, right? Deer can smell the trail afterwards, so he'll want to come down and sniff out who it was and where it was and get wind of it. So there's been quite a few times where I've called them out of a bedding area down onto where I was, or at least got them to get moving, and now I know they're there, and now we're there together, and I can be patient enough to wait for them and see them. So that's what we do, like on a day like today, and especially when we've never hunted here before. This would be a good strategy if you've never hunted a place before, because as we go, we're learning the mountain, we're learning all the shelves and the twists, and we're predicting, and we're also looking for those islands where the deer are likely to be in this giant hardwood like desert, this huge hardwood hillside. So like we're looking for rock piles, we're looking for greenery, any kind of spruce and fir around rock piles where the soil's not so good. That's more likely where they would be hanging out on a nice sunny day like today, where they would be. The other reason that we went on this side of the mountain, we could have gone on either side of the mountain, but we picked this one because the sun's down over and we're in the shade, and that allows us to look back and see. Now this is the north side of the mountain, so that makes this work as well, because the sun's down over and we can see everything. Now that doesn't illuminate us quite as well too. If the sun was on us and he was in the shade, he'll see us a lot better. So I just it's nice to be someplace where the sun's not messing you up, especially if you have to face south, east, or west during that time of day. And then of course, any place where there's some sign and we're coming down through where his sign are, right? We make some noise on a buck and call, any of that kind of stuff you tipper can, so that they think they're missing out on something and they're more likely to get up and come down and check it out. Yeah. That worked out good though. That worked out really well.
Proof that it works. And most of the time you're gonna get nothing, but you're trying to be able to have the widest swath that you can. So the calling helps do something. It also covers up the sound from being suspicious, because if we just it's like that doesn't sound like something that a deer wants to go mess around with. But if it's smaller, yeah, it's like it makes them more comfortable enough to at least hang out to get a look at us, and that helps us see them. But before they're really bedded up with a doe or whatever, this stuff works good, as you can see.
And of course, the same thing is like, because it's chase phase right now, or cruising, there's zombie walking, like we're getting into that real deer during the day
Movement.
activity, movement kind of thing. We could have something right along the hillside right to us anyway. And if we're along a whole bunch of buck sign, another buck just cruising through might be checking that sign as well, and we can bump right into him. So it's worth it, worth a try. And of course, stick with the sign, stick with the island effect. You know, all those spots that are a little bit different that would
Like
draw
structure in the woods.
Yes, yeah, just like bass fishing, lily pads is structure. This is kind of like the lily pads in the woods. I'm looking for them rock piles, spruce trees, hemlock, islands in the middle of all this hardwood, huge hardwood nothingness.
If you guys like this video, you like these hunting tips, you like to see what we have going on, be sure to subscribe, give it a thumbs up.
Great job out there.
If there's anything you want to see, drop that down below. We'll do our best to make a video about it. There's a lot of deer season left. Boys are coming up. There's snow in the forecast, so we can get back to our favorite hunting style, which is tracking eventually. And we'll go see what the rest of the day brings.
Yep.
Hopefully Jimmy's having some luck.
Yeah, we'll have to get a hold of him. See
I guarantee he's having less luck than us, though.
that was pretty.
That was pretty sweet.
Dang.
That's just a regular thing.
It's worth a try though.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Good luck, guys. Hopefully that stuff helped you out.
Yep. Happy hunting.
Happy hunting.